Let us start with the fourth question. The fourth question is, find two consecutive positive integers, sum of whose squares is 365. First of all, let us understand what is the meaning of consecutive integers. You all know consecutive integers means, or consecutive numbers means, which comes just after the other. If I say what comes just after 3, you will say 4. So 3 and 4 are what? They are consecutive numbers, isn't it? Suppose I say what comes just after 100, you will say 101. So 100 and 101 are two consecutive integers. So over here, if this number is a, this will be what? A plus 1, isn't it? In 100, I am adding 1 to it. So I am getting what? 101, the next consecutive number. So this same criteria we are going to follow it over in this question. Let the first integer be x. Let the second integer be x plus 1. Now in the question they are saying that the sum we have to find the two consecutive positive integers, sum of whose squares. So we have to square the first integer as well as we have to square the second integer, isn't it? So the square of the square of the first integer be x square. Let the square of the second integer be x plus 1 square, whose addition will give you the number 365. So let us add it. This will be x square plus x plus 1 whole square equals to 365. Let us solve this equation so that we can get a quadratic equation. So this will be x square. X plus 1 whole square will give you what? This is the formula of a plus b whole square, as we all know. This will be x square plus 2ab. 2 into x into 1 will give you 2x plus b square. B square is what? 1, and square of 1 is 1 only, which is equals to 365. Now over here children, you can see that there are two terms of x square. So let us add it. This will be 2x square plus 2x plus 1 equals to 365. Now over here what I am going to do, I am going to shift 365, or I am going to transpose 365 to LHS. This will be 2x square plus 2x plus 1 minus 365 is equal to 0, because this 365 I have transposed it to LHS. Now you can see there are two constants, plus 1 minus 36. This will become 2x square plus 2x minus 364 is equals to 0. Sorry children, this is not 36, this is minus 365. So plus 1 minus 365, we know whenever we have a positive and a negative integer, it is always subtraction and the sign goes of the bigger number. So this equation has become 2x square plus 2x minus 364. Now to make it much more easier, what I am going to do, I am going to divide this whole equation by 2 so that you are able to solve it easily. Okay. So over here we are going to write, since you can see children, over here we have even numbers, so we can easily divide it by 2. So you will write dividing throughout by 2. Now we will write over here one statement dividing the whole equation by 2. So this will be 2x square upon 2 plus 2x upon 2 minus 364 upon 2 equals to 0 divided by any number will give you the number 0. So over here the next step will be 2 will be cancelled, over here 2 will be cancelled, and 2 will be, and over here also 2 will be cancelled. This will become 2 ones are 2, and this will be 364 on division with 2 will give you the number 182. So we are left with x square plus x minus 182 equals to 0. Now the coefficient of x square is 1. So we are going to take out the LCM of 182. Now LCM of 182 goes like this. 291 is 182. 7 13s is 91. 13 ones is 13. Now over here the quadratic equation, you can see children, over here we have only x. That means the coefficient of x is how much? 1. So over here we will take 7 to the 14 together. We are going to subtract the number 13 from it to get the coefficient of the x. So over here we are getting the number 14 minus 13 equals to 1. So our equation is x squared plus x minus 182 is equals to 0. Let us split the middle term. This will be x squared plus 14x minus 13 minus 182 is equals to 0. Let us take the x common from these two terms. So over here it will be x. We are taking x common, so we are left with x plus 14. Now over here children, we cannot take x common because over here this is constant. So this is I will take out minus 13 common. We are left with x. Now minus I have taken out common. What are we left with? We are left with plus sign. And minus 13 multiplied by 14 will give you minus 182 is equals to 0. So over here then again we are going to take common from this equation. What is common? X plus 14 is common. So in one bracket it will be x plus 14 multiplied by what are we left with? X minus 13 is equals to 0. So over here there will be two roots of the equation. The first will be either x plus 14 is equals to 0 or it will be x minus 13 is equals to 0. This will be x equals to minus 14 and this will be x equals to plus 13. Now children, since it is given in the question that the integers can be positive only. So over here x minus 14 we are not going to take. X minus 14 we will not consider. We will only consider x equals to plus 13. Okay. Now from the first sentence of the solution we have written let the first integer be x. So over here you can write, since x equals to minus 14 is negative, so we cannot take x equals to minus 14. So what are we left with? X equals to 13. So over here the first integer is 13. The second integer is how much? The second integer will be 13 plus 1 which is equals to 14. So the two numbers are 13 and 14. Let us begin with the fifth question. It says the altitude of a right triangle is 7 cm less than its base. If the hypotenuse is 13 cm, find the other two sides. Let us understand this problem, this question diagrammatically. Now over here they are saying the hypotenuse is 13 and the base is x, and the arm or the altitude, we all know that in a right angle triangle the arm is also known as its altitude. So the altitude is 7 cm less than the base. So if the base I have taken it as x, 7 cm less will be how much? X minus 7. So this is your diagrammatic representation of the question. So let the base be x centimeter. Now it is already given that the altitude of the right triangle is 7 cm less than the base. So it will be x minus 7 cm and hypotenuse is given as 13 cm. Now we all know from the Pythagoras theorem, we know that base square plus altitude square equals to hypotenuse square, isn't it? We know this theorem. So from this theorem only we are going to put all the values. Base we have x, so this will be x square plus altitude is how much? X minus 7 whole square equals to hypotenuse square which is 13 whole square. Now why are we taking this formula children? So that we can form a quadratic equation. Let us solve this. This will be x square only plus, now this goes with the formula of a minus b whole square. This will be a square, that means x square minus 2ab minus 2ab. 2 into x into 7 will be 14x minus b square. This will be plus b square, this will be plus 49 equals to 13 multiplied by 13 will give you 169. Now we have two terms of x square, so let us add these. This will be 2x square minus 14x plus 49. Now this is 169. 49 is also a constant. 169 is also a constant. So I am going to transpose 169 to LHS. This will give me minus 169 equals to 0. Let us solve the constant first. So this goes as 2x square minus 14x. Now This will be minus 9 minus 9 0. This will give me minus 120 equals to 0. Now children, we can reduce this equation if we divide the whole equation by 2, isn't it? So because over here, see children, this is also even, this is also even, and this is also even. So we are going to write dividing the whole equation by 2. So what will we get when we will divide the whole equation with 2? This 2 will be cancelled. We will get x square minus 14 divided by 2 will give you 7x minus 120 divided by 2 will give you 60 equals to 0. Now children, we are going to find out the LCM of 60 as the coefficient of x square is 1. So 1 multiplied by 60 is 60. Let us find the LCM. Now children, 60, when I have taken out the LCM, it goes as 2 30s are 60, 2 15s are 30, 3 5s are 15, 5 1s are 5. Now we have to take care of the middle term, and a middle term is minus 7. So we have to arrange these numbers in such a form that on addition or subtraction we get 7. So I have taken these three numbers together, 2 2s are 4, 4 3s are 12, and we all know 12 minus 5 is equals to 7. But over here children, our number is in negative, that is it is minus 7x. So this will be minus 12. So this will be minus 12x plus 5x is equals to minus 7x. So let us start with this by splitting the middle term. This goes as x square minus 12x plus 5x minus 60 equals to 0. Now let us see the first two terms together. X can be taken out as common. We are left with x minus 12. Now over here I am taking out plus 5 common since we do not have x over here. So this will be plus 5. This will go as x minus of 5 odds is 60, 5 12s is 60 equals to 0. Now see this whole equation. This is x multiplied by x minus 12 plus 5 multiplied by x minus 12 equals to 0. Throughout this whole equation we have x minus 12 as common. So let us take the x minus 12 as common. So let us take it as common, x minus 12. What are we left with? X plus 5 is equals to 0. So over here we will have two roots, isn't it? So let us find the roots. Either the root will be x minus 12 equals to 0, or it will be x plus 5 equals to 0. X minus 12 equals to 0 will give you x equals to 12, and over here x plus 5 equals to 0 will give you x equals to minus 5. Now children, the measurement of any side cannot be negative. Okay, so we will write over here, since sides cannot be negative. So what are we going to do if the sides cannot be negative? We are going to take the positive root. Since the sides cannot be negative, so we will take the side x equals to 12. Okay, so over here the base is what? X centimeter. So our base is equals to x equals to 12 centimeter. The altitude is what? X minus 7 centimeter, isn't it? So over here I will write altitude equals to x minus 7. X is what? 12. 12 minus 7 is giving us 5 centimeter. So over here the base is 12 centimeter, altitude is 5 centimeter, and hypotenuse is 13 centimeter, which is already given in the question. So this completes our solution for question number 5. Let us begin with question number 6. A cottage industry produces a certain number of pottery articles in a day. It was observed on a particular day that the cost of production of each article in rupees was 3 more than twice the number of articles produced on that day. If the total cost of production on that day was rupees 90, find the number of articles produced and the cost of each article. The first sentence of the question is, a cottage industry produces a certain number of pottery articles in a day. That means, on a particular day, suppose I am taking the number of articles produced to be x. Now let us talk about the cost. If you see the second and the third statement, children, it is written as, it was observed on a particular day that the cost of production of each article was 3 more than twice the number of articles. Twice the number of articles is how much? 2x. And 3 more. So 3 more will be how much? Plus 3. Did you understand? Twice the number of articles and 3 more. So over here twice the number of articles will be 2 multiplied by x, 2x plus 3. This was the cost of production. And in the question they are asking, if the total cost of production on that day was rupees 90, we have to find how many number of articles were produced and the cost of each particle. Okay, rupees 90 is the total cost and they are asking us to find the cost of each article. Now let us read the statements. I have written over here, let the number of articles produced be x, as in the question it is not given the number of articles, exact number of articles produced. Therefore, cost of production of each article will be rupees 2x plus 3. And it is given the total cost of production is rupees 90. Now understand this, children, very carefully. If the cost of one article is rupees 2x plus 3, if the cost of one article is rupees 2x plus 3, what will be the cost of x articles? It will be 2x plus 3 multiplied by x, isn't it? Now understand this. If cost of one pen is rupees 10 and I am telling you that suppose a person B has brought x number of pens. So if that person B has bought x pens, so what will be the cost? Rupees 10 multiplied by x, isn't it? Same formula we have applied over here. Did you understand? Therefore, x plus 2x plus 3 is equals to 90. Let us solve this. X multiplied by 2x will give you 2x squared plus x multiplied by 3 will give you 3x. This 90 I am transposing it to LHS, so this will be minus 90 equals to 0. Now this has become a quadratic equation. Now we can solve it. Now children, what we were doing in the previous questions, we were dividing the whole equation by 2 because in every term there was a particular number which was divisible by 2. Now over here I can write dividing by 2, but this 3 will not be divisible by 2. So what are we going to do? I told you to find out the LCM. What do? We check the x squares coefficient and we take the constant, isn't it? Now over here, since I am not dividing the whole equation by 2, what number will I take for the LCM? I will take the I will take the coefficient of x square and the constant and I will multiply and I will take out the LCM. So over here we have 2x square and the constant is 90. So 2 multiplied by 90 will give me how much? It will give me 180. So this goes as 2 90s are, 2 45s are 90, 3 15s are 45, 3 5s are 15, 5 1s are 5. Now see children, it is written over here plus 3, isn't it? It's written here plus 3. So what are we going to do? We are going to arrange these numbers in such a form that we get plus 3 the middle term and we can split it. Okay, so I am going to take here the first 3 numbers. This will give me 2 2s are 4, 4 3s are 12 and this is 5 3s are 15. We all know that 15 minus 13 will give us, 15 minus 12 will give us 3. Okay, 15 minus 12 will give us 3. So these are the 2 terms with which I am going to split the middle term. Let us split the middle term. This will be 2x squared. 3x I am splitting it as plus 15x minus 12x minus 90 is equals to 0. Let us take the first 2 terms together. What is common here? X is common here. We will take out x outside the bracket and what are we left with? 2x plus 15. We are left with 2x plus 15. Now over here children, I am going to take minus. Okay, now this 12 and 90, something I have to take it out as common, that I get 2x plus 15 over here also. Now children, I cannot take 12 common. Why? Because 12 is not divisible, 90 is not divisible by 12. So what I am going to do? I am going to take out 6 common from here. Okay, I will take out 6 common from here. Now 6 what size 12? 6 2 size 12. So this will be 2x plus Now since this is minus I have taken out, what are we left with? Plus, because eventually minus multiplied by plus will give you minus 90 again. And 6 watts are 90? 6 15s are is 90, which is equal to 0. Now I have the two terms common, 2x plus 15, 2x plus 15, both the sides, both the places. So over here I am going to take 2x plus 15 as common and x minus 6 in one bracket. So let us take 2x plus 15. This will be minus x minus 6 equals to 0. Now over here we are going to have two roots of this equation. So the first will be 2x plus 15 is equals to 0 or x minus 6 is equals to 0. Let us solve this. This will be x equals to minus 15 will shift this side, it will, plus 15 will shift to RHS, it will be minus 15. 2 is in division, 2 is in multiplication, it will be in division, or x equals to 6. As the number of particles produced can only be a positive integer, therefore x can only be 6. So that means x equals to minus 15 upon 2 we will not take, we will take x equals to 6. Why? Because productions are always a positive integer. Now hence the number of articles produced, over here what we have taken, let the number of articles produced be x. Now x, what have we got? We have got x equals to 6. Therefore the number of articles produced will be 6. Over here cost of production of each article was 2x plus 3. We know the value of x as 3. Let us put it in this. 2x plus 3 will be how much? 2 into 6 plus 3. It will give you rupees. 6 2s is 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. So cost of each article is rupees 15. This completes your exercise.